This morning, I walked out to my car in the garage because I had errands to run, and the car would not start. And I stood there for a second, waiting for the panic to kick in, the spiral, the why does this always happen to me, the injustice of it all. I know that version of me very well. She has shown up plenty of times, but she didn't come. And that surprised me more than the car not starting. So today I want to talk about that because what happened this morning in the garage tells you something really important about what transformation actually looks like. And I promise you, it has nothing to do with the scale. Hi, I'm Carmina, and I help midlife women lose weight, balance their blood sugar, and heal their relationship with food and their bodies. I'm a certified health coach, and I work with women who are tired of starting over. And part of what I've come to understand after years of doing this work with women and in my own life is that real transformation isn't just what you lose, it's who you become in the process. And who you're becoming shows up in the most unexpected moments. Not when everything is going right, when something goes wrong. So today I want to talk to you about what happened, what I noticed, and why I think it matters to you, even if you have nothing to do with a broken down car. So let me paint the picture. I went out to the garage. I had my whole morning mapped out, errands to run, things to do on the list, and then, like I said, nothing. The car would just not start. Now, I know nothing about cars. I should preface by saying that. Now, the old me, oh, I know exactly what would have happened. First, there would have been the moment of shock. Then the story would start. Why does this always happen to me? Why now? Why this timing? I can catch a break. And then it escalates. What if I can fix it? How much will it cost? What about everything I need to do today? And suddenly, the whole week, the whole month is ruined by a car that hasn't even been told yet. You know this pattern. Maybe not with a car. Maybe it's a number that you didn't like that showed up on the scale. Maybe you skipped a workout and thought that was the end of the world. I don't know. Something happens. Sometimes it's small and sometimes it's big. And the spiral just takes over before you even realize it started. Now, that's not weakness. That's a nervous system that learned to protect you by staying on high alert. It's a brain that has practiced a certain response so many times it became automatic. But here's what happened this morning. I stood there, I looked at the car, and I said to myself, okay, something's wrong with the car. And then I started counting. I started listing the blessings, not because I'm some kind of saint. God knows I'm not. Not because I force myself to be positive, to think positive thoughts. It just kind of happened. And that's the part that got me. Blessing number one, well, my mom just came home from the nursing care facility. And before the car even broke down, I got news that she qualifies for medical transportation to her appointments. Well, I didn't even know that that service existed after a nursing home stay because usually I'm the one who's driving her to her medical appointments every week. So by the time I walked to that stall car, the one thing that would have made this a real crisis, like how do I get my mom to her appointments? Well, it was already taken care of. God had already arranged it. before I knew I needed it. That's not coincidence. That's providence. Blessing number two, I live in a neighborhood where everything is within walking distance. I can walk to the supermarket, I can walk to the bus, I can walk to church. There's a mechanic literally around the corner from my house. And then I thought to myself, well, this just means I'll walk more, and walking is good for me. I'm actually going to feel good about this. And then the car will get fixed. Sure, it might cost money, but I can borrow other people's money. That's why I have credit cards. And here's what I want you to notice: the car did not magically start working. The situation did not change. What changed was me, the response I brought to it. I don't say this to brag. I am genuinely surprised by my reaction because I know what I'm capable of when panic takes over. I'm just noticing the difference in my response. And that noticing, that is the work. That is what healing looks like. This is what years of inner work, faith, and learning to regulate your nervous system actually produces. Not a highlight reel, not a dramatic transformation photo, but a Tuesday morning in a garage where you don't spiral. And here's why this matters for you. The woman who used to spiral over a stalled car, well, is the same woman who spirals over a meal that didn't go as planned. It's the one who eats a cookie and says, well, I've ruined everything. Or who gets on the scale after a hard week and decides that it's not worth it, right? The spiral in the garage and the spiral over food are the same spiral. It's the same nervous system response, it's the same muscle. And that means the work that you're doing, like when you pause before you react, when you look for what still is going well, when you choose a response instead of just reacting, that work doesn't just change your relationship with food, it changes who you are everywhere. The woman who stands in a garage next to a car that won't start and calmly lists her blessings, she's the same woman who can eat one cookie and calmly move on with her day. Same muscle, different arena. That, my friend, is transformation. And most of it will happen in small moments you were not planning for. I'm curious, have you noticed anywhere in your own life where the old you would have reacted differently? I want to hear. Tell me in the comments because I think we underestimate how far we've come when the proof shows up quietly, like in a garage on a random Tuesday morning. So here's your assignment for this week. I want to invite you to think back 6 months, a year, even 5 years, and think of one moment, just one, where you responded to something difficult in a way that surprised you. A moment where the old version of you would, quite frankly, have spiraled out of control, and the new version of you didn't. Maybe it was an unexpected bill, a hard conversation with a loved one. Find that moment and let yourself count it as a blessing because that is progress. And it counts even when the scale doesn't move. I'll see you next week. And if you have a woman in your life who needs to hear that transformation is bigger than weight loss, well, share this with her. She might need this today. Take care and bye for now.